We need a break. We need a break constantly.
And we are leaving for a wellness retreat in Arizona.
For 5 days, I really got to just be in my skin, and I wasn't responsible for anything or anyone but me.
Monday, tune in on Tuesday, tune in on Wednesday, tune in on Thursday, tune in on Friday, through the weekend. Tiffany TV, Tiffany TV, Tiffany TV, Tiffany TV.
So you want to go to Arizona? Just start from the beginning. I did come from a wellness retreat. It's called Savannah. Last year, me and my best friend Angie, we talked about, you're gonna hear Ev screaming in the background. He's in his crib and he's just refusing to take his nap. And my mom, I just hear her walking back and forth. But so we decided last year we wanted to do something spiritual, be somewhere really meditative on February 22nd, 2022.
All right, it is 4:10 a.m. on Sunday, February 20th, and I'm waiting for Petra and Angie to get here, and we are leaving for a wellness retreat in Arizona. It's my first time being to Arizona. It's my first time doing a wellness retreat, so this is all, it's not anxiety, but I don't know what to expect. I overpacked. I brought some of my spiritual stuff, my journal, my crystals. I brought dressy clothes and comfy clothes, and I brought cold clothes if it's cold and like warm clothes if it's warm. I overpacked, but we're doing it specifically right now because it is 2/22/2022 on Tuesday, and me and my best friend Angie wanted to be somewhere spiritual and relaxing during that date to be able to meditate and just feel really good. So this was very intentional.
So the date, it was 2/22/2022. If you didn't know, you probably do. But we decided last year that we wanted to be somewhere where we can really focus and meditate and really meditate all day if we wanted to, and that's exactly what we got to do. So we decided that we didn't really know where we were going. We were just kind of putting it out into the atmosphere. And then closer to the end of last year, maybe around fall, we started talking to my friend Petra, who you also hear me talk about as my lactation consultant. She's a life coach. She owns her own wellness space here in Philly for Black women. It's called the House of Soul. She also hosts retreats. She's very often in Curacao, and she does retreats like all over the world for women. She does like wellness retreats to just kind of connect with yourself. And so once we started talking about it, she said she wanted to join us. So she actually helped us plan it. So once I talked to her, she was like, she definitely wants to go. And then we were like, well, since you do this often, you'll probably know what's better to look for. Like, do you mind planning it? And she loves doing this stuff. So she found us a few options. We all, got in our group chat and we started talking about it. And then we decided on Savannah. It was in Arizona, in Carefree, Arizona. It was called Carefree. And, it just had all the classes we were looking for. I mean, to be honest, we were between Costa Rica and Arizona, but because of everything with COVID going up and down and the numbers were actually spiking around that time, we were like, let's just keep it safe. Let's stay inside the country. There wasn't any harsh choices as to why we chose Savannah. All of the wellness retreats looked so beautiful. They all offered classes and spas and meditation. We chose Savannah, and it surpassed our expectations. I mean, as soon as we landed, the customer service was amazing. They had someone pick us up from the airport. We did have to pay for that, but they had someone pick us up from the airport. He walked inside the airport to find us and like escorted us in our bags to the car. So that was like the first person that we interacted with. Then we get there, the bellboys are there and they just take all of our luggage, and we did come early before check-in, which wasn't a problem. You know how you can go to a hotel and they're like, well, we can't check you in until, like, they didn't care. They just took all our stuff. They're like, go enjoy the restaurants, go take a look at the spa. As soon as we walked on, everything is like immaculate. And you guys know I love neutrals. You know I love neutrals. Everything was like neutral, like cream and browns and like earth tones. There were huge crystals everywhere. I mean, huge, like boulders of like amethyst crystals and like rose quartz, and I mean, they were everywhere. It was just good vibes. We just had our first little meal here in paradise. We're about to go get checked into our room. So I'll show you that, and then I'll do a little walkthrough tour in a little bit after we get checked in. And by the time we sat down at 8, we got a text that our room was ready early. Petra already saged to make sure we cleaned out anything. This is our balcony. We're gonna have to also ask them for a third balcony chair.
Yeah, third balcony chair, and we gotta get another row.
Yeah. The relaxation room in the spa that you waited for your therapist, your massage therapist to come pick you up from. So when you got there, they sat you in this room, the relaxation room. It's crystals all over the wall, and it was all like my favorite crystals. It was like citrine, there was amethyst, if you're familiar with crystals. The whole vibe was just super relaxing. Lots of waterfalls. You know, they encourage you to walk around in your robe just relaxed. Oh, and there's like comfy couches and like fire pits all over the wellness retreat. Even outside there's fire pits, and there were like the warmers outside, so if it got cold and people wanted to have dinner outside, you could. So me and Angie had a night that we sat by the fire. This was the night that Petra got her massage, and she came from a class, so she went right to sleep. That was like our first night there, I think. And we just sat by the fire, ate our dinner, and relaxed on the couch. It felt like a living room. It just, and this was by like the bar, restaurant. Like, it was just so comfy and relaxing. So I know a lot of you were asking, like, should you, is it a place I recommend? Absolutely, 100%. We actually are thinking about returning. I mean, from beginning to end, our customer service was like top tier. We felt so comfortable. Everyone was so polite and welcoming. I mean, even like the guests there, we all spoke to each other. We all interacted with each other. We became like best friends with the bartender. Yes, we were drinking the whole time. Well, we were. Petra's not really a drinker. And then we had our little edibles. I mean, we had just an amazing time. It was really relaxed. And that was my focus for this trip. This was the first vacation that I took that I didn't have a whole bunch of things planned, that I didn't have like 12 activities planned, and you know, we didn't have to be up at a certain time. There were classes, but we tried to do all our classes like later on in the afternoon, evening-ish on 2-2-2-2. I don't even know if that's all the twos, but that Tuesday on that Tuesday, we woke up and I just sat down and meditated. Once they woke up, we kind of just sat around. Petra gave us a journal prompt. We journaled, and then we just discussed like what we want to take back from this trip and what we want to take away from it. I mean, it was just so fulfilling. So day 2, on our way to aerial yoga. We had a super relaxing day last night. Well, Angie had a super relaxing last night. We gotta tell the world. Angie fell asleep in blissful meditation, and literally class was over.
Sleep meditation. That's what you was supposed to
I mean, like, no.
like, wake up.
No, like Angie would have stayed asleep there all night if I didn't wake her up. Like that type of sleep. So clearly she's having a good time. Yeah, and we're all having a good time. Petra got her massage last night. She loved it. And we had hot toddies and sat by the fire last night. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y'all see how pretty this is? Everything is so relaxing. You're fine. Yeah, it was amazing. We had luxury spa experiences. I had a facial that lasted an hour, and it was like a facial / like upper body massage. I just came from getting my facial. I'm actually on my way. We're about to leave to go to another place for massages, and because the massages here were booked up, so we got the facial and we're about to go get massages. Let me see if there are any here. I mean, but it's been beautiful here. I've been trying to be really present, so I haven't vlogged as much as I wanted to, but it is ridiculous out here. I think I got most of this on vlog yesterday just to show you like the area. It's at the top of the hills, so you just see sky and trees and just nature. It's just beautiful, like beyond relaxing. All of the spa treatments and the classes have like exceeded our expectations. So today we still have sunset healing. It's like a sound class, and then I think we just have dinner tonight. So today's 2/22/22. It's the day that we came for. It was the whole reason that we planned the trip. I mean, we needed wellness anyway, but we wanted to be somewhere spiritual and like relaxing and rejuvenating for this day, because it won't happen for another 200 years. It won't happen for another 200 years. We also did a hot cold pool circuit. If you've ever done that, you know it is amazing. And I'm a person that hates to be cold. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Everyone around me knows that. I will put my heat all the way up. I'm always bundled up. But when we got there, they explained to us like it's like almost like a reset for your body, like rejuvenates your body. We were like skeptical, but I'm like, we're in Arizona. Let's just do it. So what we did, we got in the hot pool, which was like 105 to 110 degrees. And then the cold pool is like 50 degrees. So you stay in the hot pool for a while, then you go in the cold pool for as long as you can stay. They tell you at least a minute is like really, really good. We did not last a minute for the first round. It was freezing. Like I say, within like 10-15 seconds, your body feels like, you know, when you're standing outside and it's really cold and your fingers get numb and your nose gets, and like everything just froze. I think my body went into a little bit of shock when I first went in there. I felt like a little like cramping, but then we got back in the hot and then it feels like pins and needles. We stayed in there for a while and then we got back in and we were able to stay in for a minute, and it got a little bit easier. Then we also learned like all these techniques from a teacher that was in there. She taught us how to do it. Anyway, it was like after we got out, me and my friend Angie looked at each other like, I'm kind of craving getting back in that cold pool. Also, the weather while we were in Arizona was not that great. It was in like the 50s. The only day that was warm was the first day, and that was like in the 70s, enough for us to get in the outdoor pool. That was about it, because after that it was cold, like freezing or rainy. We did a lot of indoor stuff. Most of the classes got moved indoor because of the weather. And then this week in Arizona, in carefree Arizona, it was all 70s and 80s, but I've been trying my best not to focus on that. It was a trip that we needed and we had a good time anyway. It's 8 a.m. We woke up late. Well, last morning. And we're on our way to yoga, trying to make it. Get a little bit of peace before we leave. It is cold out here. It's like 30 degrees. Good morning. So let's see. Good morning. I want to answer questions because a lot of the stuff that I want to say, you guys asked some questions. So these are the questions that I got on both Instagram and YouTube. I posted on both pages and asked what you guys wanted to know. And so I'm going to answer those questions. Okay. Yeah, somebody did say, oh my God, can we see the tat? It looks amazing. So I'll insert some footage here, but I did get a tattoo while I was there. Okay guys, so we are at a tattoo parlor because we are about to get our 222 tattoos. But yes, I got a tattoo. It says 222. I am going to show you on camera. I'm not going to show you right now. It is peeling and crazy looking. It eventually will heal and be beautiful, and I'll show you guys again. So we got the 222 tats just as a memory of our very first wellness retreat together, just to relax, because again, Petra had many wellness retreats, but she was hosting them. She was working. So this was our first one to just go relax. And as a reminder, so we sat down and we decided, we talked about what we want to take from this. We talked about you know, why we felt we needed to come to the retreat and what we want to leave behind. And so it's just a reminder, you know, as I'm going throughout my day, as we're going throughout our day, I can look down and kind of remind myself, like, so the thing I wanted to take away from was enjoying the moments. We're building this life, I'm building this dream life, and I want to make sure that I'm actually enjoying the sweet moments and I'm not just working and like getting caught up, because even when you're building a dream life, it's hard. It's a lot of work, dedication, consistency, and it's hard. And so you need a reminder to hold on to the good things, hold on to the reasons why, and the things that are happening now. It's like a reminder of like, just take a breath, get connected, and listen to what the universe is trying to tell me. And you have a choice to operate in faith that something great is going to happen, or fear that something bad is going to happen. And I want to choose faith. Is the wellness trip something you should do with friends or something you should do solo? Funny enough, we talked about this while we were there. I absolutely loved having my girls there, especially for the first time going. Why? Do I see myself needing a solo trip? No. But would I take a solo trip? Absolutely. I say that because I would only go to these wellness trips with people that are like-minded, meaning like we all went and we did things together, but we also had our solo time. So like there were mornings I woke up and meditated by myself, and there were mornings my best friend woke up and she sat on the balcony and did her reading and her meditating. And same thing with Petra. There were mornings she got up and she just meditated or read or pulled her cards and things like that. So yeah, I personally would do both. But I do think for your first one, take some friends. If you have friends that are gonna respect that space, because I feel like if you're going on a wellness retreat, you're going for wellness, you're going for mental wellness and physical wellness, and you're going to relax. So if you have someone that needs to be on the go all the time or can't really sit in their space, it's going to be hard for you to be relaxed because you'll feel that anxiety. If you have, friends that are on the same wavelength, like wanting to go for wellness, then definitely take your girls or guys. But I would do this as a solo trip too. There's always something you can be doing. You can sit by the fire, you can read. It really is a wellness space and it encourages wellness. So there was at no point where I felt bored or we needed to do something. We did go to dinner in Phoenix twice, or maybe almost 3 times. In Phoenix or in Scottsdale, we left to go to dinner. The food was very healthy. Very, very healthy. Could have used a little more seasoning. So we had to leave to go get us some soul food. I still needed some soul food. I needed some waffles and chicken, some shrimp and grits, So we did leave and we went to a place called Brunch and Sip and we got some food. We also went to Maestro's, got some steak and like lobster. So we enjoyed ourselves, and we did have to leave to just get some food. We ate healthy 90% of the time, but that other 10%. We also went to the candy store. We needed sugar as well. It was like 3 days of us doing really, really well, and then we were like, all right, we need some. It is wellness. Wellness also means enjoying the things that you want to enjoy. So we did it. What was the name of the spa? Savannah. I'll make sure I add it here. Could you do this back when you were nursing? I want to, but I don't think I can mentally. While I was nursing heavy, like when I was like pumping to give him milk, when he was still primarily reliant on my milk, and I took a trip for our anniversary to Cabo, my milk supply did drop because I was not able to pump as much. I wasn't that disciplined. So that's something I learned from my next child. I was able to do it, and I came back and I still had milk, but I wasn't flowing like I was before. And again, that's because I was not feeding every 3 hours or pumping every 3 hours. There were times we were just out and enjoying ourselves, and then I would come back after like 5 hours and pump. And so, your body starts listening to that. So my milk supply did drop a little bit, and I was gone on this trip for 5 days. So you can choose as many days as you want to, but we went for 5 days. That's totally up to you. If you have the discipline to pump every 2-3 hours or stay in contact with whoever's watching the baby to find out, how often they're feeding so that you can go pump. And you can do that here because you're usually always on the campus, so you can always go back to your room, but it is a little harder. You can do it, but it is just, you just have to be disciplined. I wasn't that disciplined, and I did notice that little drop in my supply. With discipline, yes. Would I do it again going forward? I think I would do it if at the point where Ev was eating food and drinking milk, because then I wouldn't have to worry about pumping a full supply all day. I'd be able to pump like whatever in the morning, midday, and night, just as he's eating when I'm back at home. So I went when he was about 6 months, I think. He was like 7-8 months when I went, and he was still breastfeeding heavy, and I think he was barely eating food. So I think I would wait until he's like fully eating solids and just relying a little bit on my milk, maybe around like 10 months, maybe a year. I don't know if I'd take a trip in that first year. I don't know. We'll see, because I remember how I felt at that time, and I was like, I need a break. But it's definitely possible. I'm not trying to discourage anyone. It's definitely possible with discipline. How did you find this? Will they have more? And what did you learn after leaving? Okay, so how did you find this? As I said, Petra did all the research, thank God. She's amazing. She took the lead, even though we were the ones planning it. When she came over, like, can you please help us, because you've done this before. So she took the lead, she did find it, and like I said, we just compared. There really was no big no on any of them. They all looked beautiful. We just decided that this one was closest. It was amazing. Will they have more? So this is a year-round wellness retreat. You can go at any time. What did you learn after leaving? Like I said, what I took away from it, which is like my tattoo reminder, I deserve time to just relax. I want to know how to work my ass off when I need to, and at the end of the day, shut down and actually relax. Always find time for rest and always find time for pleasure. That's important too. Fun and being rested is just as much of a part of success as working hard and money and all the things that comes with it. If you do decide to go to Savannah, call and find out how early you can book your classes. I think they told Petra we can book it 2 weeks in advance. Maybe it was a little further, but we started booking like about 2 weeks in advance. Like almost everything was booked. So that's my one thing that I would say, make sure you're booking way ahead of time. We decided we want to do this at least twice a year for us as girls, but I definitely want to take my husband on one because I don't even think that's something he would do or he would think to do, and it's something I definitely want to expose him to because he is a hard worker. He works all the time and he puts his all into his work. So something I want to open my family up to, you know, my friends and family that wouldn't necessarily do this. So now to be in this space and be starting this, be the first generation starting this, I definitely want to open this up to my parents and show my siblings. You know, I took my brother for his first massage the other day and that felt really, really good. Everybody needs this. Last one, and this is a great one. Do you feel that every woman should experience a wellness retreat? Absolutely. That's not even a question. And today is the first day of Women's History Month. I love that I'm answering this question because yes, yes, yes. I feel like every person should experience a wellness retreat, especially people of color. We need all the retreating we can get. But women, we are a special creature. We hold things together. We bring the families together and we raise families and we're responsible for households mentally. And, you know, we literally use our bodies to grow, house, birth, and then nurture children. And even if you're not a mom, you are still working your ass off. There's so much we have to deal with. So much we have to deal with. We need a break. We need a break constantly to just recenter and have time for ourselves. So I absolutely feel like this is something that every woman should experience. It is not easy when you are breaking mental beliefs that you have to be working all the time. It's not easy when you're breaking habits of picking up your phone every moment that you get a chance. It's not easy. It is hard breaking habits, but get disciplined and get really serious about taking care of yourself, okay? If you plan your retreat, please let me know. If you go to Savannah, please let me know because you're gonna love it. I just want to hear back and see how much you love it. Yeah, let me know. And let me know if you've done one of these before. You know, I'm always open to different experiences and like adding on to this wellness experience of mine and this wellness life of mine. So let me know. And until next time, keep living in love, in light, and in your truth. Bye.